Hello Mzansi, welcome to another episode of Farmers Inside Track. My name is Duncan Masua and I'm your host for this episode, powered by GreenCape. Now in this episode, Communications Officer Tyrese Rooi sits down with Nkululeko Mabila, who is the Senior Water Analyst at GreenCape, to unpack the water challenges facing South African agri-producers, specifically in the Western Cape. But we'll also talk about some of the solutions and to explore some of the conversations or themes that we're exploring in the conversation is what are the biggest water-related risks that farmers in the Western Cape are faced with? Why is water resilience not just a buzzword, but a business imperative? And we'll also look at GreenCape's current Roadshow that is helping to inform, support, and empower local agri-businesses. Tyrese and Nkululeko, welcome to Farmers Inside Track. It's lovely having you with us.
Thank you for having us, Duncan. We're excited to be here.
Fantastic. Tyrese, let's kick off the conversation. For our listener, it might be the first time that they hear of GreenCape. Quickly, briefly introduce GreenCape. What is your mission and how does it support South Africa's agricultural sector, especially in the Western Cape?
Yes. So GreenCape is a South African not-for-profit company, and we drive the widespread adoption of economically viable green economy solutions in South Africa. Our mission is to work at the interface of governments, business, and academia to identify and remove barriers to these viable green solutions. Our key mission is to facilitate jobs and investment into the green economy. So within the green economy sectors that we work, one of the key sectors is sustainable agriculture, alongside renewable energy, circular economy and waste, water, sustainable transport and mobility, as well as green finance. So sustainable agriculture being one of our key sectors, in this program, we focus on and have an agricultural sector desk that produces market intelligence, engages in advocacy, and facilitates networking opportunities between different stakeholders in the sector, particularly investors, businesses, farmers, agricultural producers, as well as green economy tech and service providers, and always linking to the main objective of increasing jobs and investments in the agricultural sector. So staying within the sector, one of the key outputs that we produce on an annual basis is our market intelligence reports. In this particular sector, we partner with the Western Cape Department of Agriculture to highlight the most promising investment opportunities in sustainable agriculture in the Western Cape. And alongside this, we also develop other knowledge products such as case studies, industry briefs that mainly provide insights in the sector. And some of the subsectors that we look at is ag tech, hemp and cannabis, conservative agriculture, controlled environment agriculture, and any others, just to name a few. So all in all, just to tie it all together, we support the agriculture sector through our agriculture sector desk. That's in a nutshell the work we do in sustainable agriculture here at GreenCape.
At Food For Mzansi, we would say that an organization like yours, you guys are doing the Lord's work, amazing stuff. And of course, I look forward to sharing it with our audience. Nkululeko, of course, the conversation is focused around building water resilience for businesses, particularly agri-businesses, farmers and producers in the Western Cape. From your perspective as a water analyst, what are the biggest water-related risks facing agri-producers in the Western Cape currently?
Yes, Duncan. So from my perspective, the Western Cape agri-producers face three major challenges or water-related risks. The first one is linked to climate variability and droughts. The 2015 to 2018 drought saw the dam levels dropped to 15% capacity. This costed the agricultural sector about 6 billion rands in revenue and also 30,000 job losses. So we see that global climate models predict that we are going to have a further decrease in our rainfall to about 20% or less by 2050. The second one is the competition for the water resources. Agriculture nationally uses a lot of water, which is about 60%. And in the Western Cape, it also accounts for between 40 and 50% of the water usage. We see that the population of the Western Cape is also increasing. That also increases the demand for water resources, which further squeezes the allocation for water resources. The last one is linked to infrastructure and water quality challenges within the municipal network and also some of the farming operations across the province, where the Agricultural Research Council indicated that there is a 40% loss of irrigation water due to old pipes. We've also seen that the issues around salinity is causing a drop in the harvesting around the fruits and croplands.
Why is water resilience such a critical issue for businesses, especially when you mentioned the data that you were referring to about a decrease in rainfall by 20% or less by 2050? Why is water resilience then so important, specifically for farmers and agribusinesses in this region?
So it's not about surviving in the operations only. It's also looking at the economic stability of the province. So this links to supply chain stability for start. And the second one would be around global regulatory pressures. Water has been linked into one of the top 10 priorities in the country. So there is a lot of pressure to drop allocations, especially for the users that are inefficient. The third one is looking at long-term viability. WWF released a study in 2023 which indicated that farms with water resilience strategies had about 20 to 30% higher profitability post the drought due to a secured supply. So it's really about the operations, but also looking at keeping the economy of the province stable.
Nkululeko, sticking with you, what then are the practical steps that small and large-scale farmers can take to actually improve their water resilience?
So we produced, together in partnership with Westgrow, we produced what we call a CEO Guide to Water Resilience, which gives a snapshot onto various strategies that agribusinesses and businesses at large could deploy in their operations to a bit more water resilience. And these outline 5 identified steps to building resilience, starting from the least complex one and least costly one, all the way to a bit more complex that needs a stakeholder coordination and also a bit more money. The first step is measuring and monitoring what you use. And then the second step is reducing after knowing where the water losses are or where you use water unnecessarily. The third one is to reuse what you have if you can. The fourth one is seeking alternative water sources. And the last one is looking at watershed, collaborating with other farmers and other businesses around your area. So perhaps just to give a bit more practical examples, I'm going to break it down into 2. The first one is looking at the smaller farmers, about half a hectare to about 5 hectares. We found that rainwater harvesting as an alternative water source could reduce about 40% of the irrigations within a farm. And also drip irrigation and mulching seems to good results in terms of keeping the soil moist and also increasing productivity while using less water. The third one is looking around soil health. Understanding your soil in relating to water also has good returns. And then for large farmers, then you can start looking at smart technologies that are around precision irrigation, also automation integration, which looks at predictive models and also that be cutting out pump costs if you have pumps that use a lot of energy and water. So there is a bit of a nexus there. And then the other one is water recycling, where you can use the water for other purposes within the plant, also treat it to use it in the very same purpose. So those are some of the practical steps that farmers and agribusinesses within the province can take to build water resilience.
That's absolutely fantastic. We live in a country where access to information in some of South Africa's far-flung areas is still an issue. And I can assure you that this is definitely helping a lot of farmers who struggle with access to information when it comes to water management. Let's maybe pivot that. Are there any success stories in Nkululeko or examples that you can share where water resilience strategies have actually made a measurable difference?
There's quite a lot of examples here, but I'm just going to draw the attentions of the audience to one case study that we profiled in 2022, which was the Warwick Wine Estate. And I'm not drawing on this because I know people love wine, but I just want to show that there is returns in terms of water resilience. So what they've done in this farm in Stellenbosch is that they invested into a 23 kiloliters per day membrane bioreactor wastewater reuse plant. So this was to treat water that is coming from the testing cellar and also from the site staff housing. They invested about 1.1 million rands, and this made them realize about 40,000 rands per month in terms of waste removal and disposal costs. And they've seen themselves paying back the plant in about 2 years, 9 months. And then thereafter, they realized about 31,000 savings every month until today. So it's not really about just doing the right thing. It's also economically viable. But there are also other case studies where farms have used treated effluent. Municipalities like the city of Cape Town also allow farmers to buy treated effluent at a fractional cost and the raw water or the water from the municipal network. So those are some of the options that they can also tap into.
Fantastic. Tyrese, I promise we haven't been ignoring you in this conversation. You've been involved in the current GreenCape Roadshow. Tell us a bit about that. What's the purpose behind it, first of all, and who's it aimed at?
Duncan, I'm definitely still here, tuned in, and Nkululeko has set me up quite well on a high level. Some of the things he speaks about in terms of water security and water scarcity in the province. So this is what this roadshow aims to address. So we've partnered with the Western Cape Departments of Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, which I'll refer to as DEDP throughout. And, Nkululeko also spoke of, lowering costs and cost savings, and then also about adapting to climate change and shock. So referring to all of these things, the department is looking to create awareness for the agricultural sector, particularly farmers and agri-producers in the Western Cape, to understand what are the options available to them to become water resilient. We're looking to strengthen the broader green economy ecosystem and the businesses that exist within it to uptake these technologies that help them achieve water resilience. So we will be hosting a series of help desks on this roadshows where we will be visiting districts across the Western Cape. And Nkululeko already alluded to the percentage of the economy that the agriculture sector makes up for. So across these districts are agricultural lands. And so we will be looking to engage with farmers, agricultural producers, and businesses that are looking to implement water efficient technologies and solutions in order to become more water resilient. So on these roadshows, we will have sector desks from our water program, including Nkululeko, who will be stationed at these help desks, providing information and support in the form of direct, free, in-person support to these businesses on water-related matters. So the key target audience that we are inviting to attend these help desks are stakeholders across the agricultural value chain. So that starts at farmers and agricultural producers to agri-processors and even agri-businesses and entrepreneurs in the Western Cape. So particularly those who are looking to address any water challenges on their farm, or even those who are looking to invest and implement any water technologies or even water strategies on their farm. So those are the key audience, and it extends beyond the agriculture sector. It's to businesses across other key economic value chains, so manufacturing, waste and circular economy and so on. But the key focus for this particular interview is the farmers and the agriculture sector at large. So between July and October, we will set up these help desks across the Western Cape. And the key districts that we will be visiting is the West Coast District, Central Karoo, the Garden Route, the City of Cape Town, the Cape Winelands, and the Overberg. So yes, this is an open call to the agriculture sector to register to attend these help desks on our roadshow. They are free and they are in person. So there will be a link shared with the article on how farmers and agri-producers can register to attend these help desks on the roadshow.
Fantastic, Tyrese. Listen, you had me at free and in-person support. That's where you had me. I have no doubt that whoever's listening to this conversation will end up reading the article that will in fact inspire them to actually make their way to these series of help desks, which you of course mentioned stretches from Central Karoo, Garden Route, West Coast, the Oeverberg, and I think you also mentioned Cape Winelands. That's of course happening between July and October. Tyrese, wrap this up for us. What can attendees expect?
Maybe just to hone in on the point that a key objective of these roadshows is to meet people where they are. And that's why we have identified those key districts to host these roadshows. And on the roadshow at the help desk, what attendees can expect is direct one-on-one consultations with green economy sector desk experts. And it's not just experts from the water program, but also experts from the energy program. So farmers and agri-producers who are considering renewable energy on farm or are looking to improve energy efficiency on farm, there will also be energy sector desk experts at the roadshows. So see it as a one-on-one consultation to address any issues or bring any questions regarding water and energy at large. And then as well on the roadshow, we will also be distributing some resources that will assist agricultural producers and farmers with helping their investment decisions, and not just investment decisions, but also what are the first steps that they can take in terms of looking at how they can practically go about achieving water resilience. And Nkululeko already highlighted the guide to water resilience. So we will have knowledge products like that can help agricultural producers take those first steps practically in achieving water resilience and energy resilience as well. And then while we're there, there's also networking opportunities that will be available for farmers to engage in other businesses, because it's not just the agriculture sector that will be attending these help desks. As I mentioned before, businesses and stakeholders across other economic value chains. So there are those networking opportunities there. And, I'll speak about these resources and knowledge products to help farmers invest or incorporate water resilience. And in these documents and resources, main aim is to provide a step-by-step guide on how to achieve water resilience for farmers and businesses. But there are also like outlines of financing and incentive options in terms of how do they fund these strategies and solutions. And we also provide some case study examples, as Nkululeko highlighted with Warwick Wine Estates and Stellenbosch. We also highlight case study examples of businesses who have already implemented, practical and real life examples of how to go about water resilience initiatives and highlighting these water resilience actions in real life. So that's what they can expect on the roadshow. And even on the RSVP form, you can already list what are some of the challenges or what are some of the issues you want to address. And we can already come to the roadshow help desk and already be prepared with what to expect and what key issues we can address with agricultural producers on the roadshow. So that's just a high-level snapshot of what attendees can look to expect on the roadshow and at these help desks.
Absolutely fantastic. If you ask me, it is shaping up to be one of those events that is a must attend on South Africa's agricultural calendar. There you have it, Nkululeko Mabila, Senior Analyst for the Water Program at GreenCape, as well as Tyrese Rooi, Communications Officer, talking to us about building water resilience for businesses and, of course, their upcoming roadshow. You can, of course, read more on this topic by visiting www.foodformzansi.co.za. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss any of the episodes. From me, Duncan Masiwa, our technical producer, Megan van der Vent, thanks for listening and see you soon.